This is the Funny Mummies podcast, the podcast for people that hate parenting podcasts. I'm Hatty Ashdown, comedian, writer, actress and mother to two very lively boys. Each show I'm joined by funny mummies from the world of comedy, arts and everyone who can help us in this crazy world of parenting. So settle in as we find the funny side of parenting and being bloody great women. Hello, you lovely people. You'll listen to the Funny Mummies with me, Hatty Ashdown, and
me, Gemma Beagley.
And these are the very special mini pod sessions where I think it's probably going to be just these school holidays, but you never know. We might do them for longer or bring them back again. We're bringing you just these mini pod sessions that you can fit in your pocket while you're hanging up the washing. Oh, I sound so 1950s.
My goodness. In case you're holidaying in the 1940s.
Or, you know, you're getting ready to go out.
Yeah, or you're
better.
Or you're fixing a car.
Yeah, you're underneath a bonnet.
You're hanging a picture.
Putting up a shelf. Oh God. Actually, I am more the DIY person in this house. So we're quite, you know, modern in that way.
Are you good with a drill?
No. Well, I think I could be, as in it's quite a new thing that I've started to go, actually, why am I waited, this sounds, again, so sexist, 4 or 5 years. I keep saying, I want to change this blind in one of the bedrooms.
Yeah.
And it was more just a thing of like not trusting myself. And then after 4 or 5 years, I've gone, right, I'm just going to sort it out then. Because what am I waiting for?
Yeah.
And actually, my husband had a very, very equality upbringing because his mum, he said, you know, she was the one, if I came home, she would have taken a Hoover apart and she's trying to fix it. So he grew up in a household where it was, you know, good in that way. His dad did a lot of the cooking, and his mum was the one doing all that sort of stuff. But I did not grow up in that sort of household. But I'm just, I think it's just fear of thinking I can't do it. So what I did after 4 or 5 years, Gemma, was I just got my brother-in-law to do it.
Okay, so that's you taking the bull by the horns. You outsourced it.
Instead of walking away and just making him a cup of tea, I went, right, show me how you do it. I'm more of the attitude of like, I've got to learn if I need to do this myself. And I held things for him. Measured, he went, cut this. But I mean, obviously, you've had to do a lot of DIY. This is not what we're talking about today, people.
No, I haven't had to, but I've chosen to, and it is that thing. I remember unhappy in my marriage. The house was an absolute dive. It was just, it wasn't being maintained, and my ex-husband was a builder, and so he did everything because he's the builder, right? You know, I did the numbers and he did the building work anyway, and it just wasn't getting done. My sister said to me, she said, stop moaning, you do it. Do you know what? She was right.
Yeah.
You know, go on to... So I've learned everything from YouTube.
On YouTube.
I mean, YouTube, there is no shortage of men wanting to have videos of themselves telling you how to bloody change a pipe underneath a sink or whatever. Oh, yeah, of course it is.
There's no women. Oh, that's the gap in the market. That's what you can do next, Gemma.
Oh, I mean...
Showing single mums how to hang up a picture of Will Young.
Yeah. I mean, it's niche. I don't know if that will work on the old Google search engine, but we'll give it a go.
Mm-hmm. I think I might have mentioned her on here before. There's a woman called Muck and Brass everyone should follow. She's a woman and she does loads of DIY stuff and I love her. And a lot of the time it is just like a DIY porn because I dream of being able to do some of the stuff that she does. But it's more room. She's got like a whole warehouse to just sort of... She does stuff up. It's more doing stuff up. But talking of warehouses, this is nothing. We thought we'd talk.
Hello.
Toilet talk. Nothing to do with warehouse, but you never know. You might have a toilet in your warehouse. No, this was sort of inspired by myself, toilet training, my youngest, And then I said to Gemma, I asked Gemma, I said, it's got me thinking about our whole relationship with the toilet. And whether that be, you know, I think don't be worried. If you listen to this and you're about to have a snack or something, you won't get that sort of graphic.
No, it won't be scatological, whatever it's called.
No. I mean, there might be a bit of like, do you have to save your poo to go, you know, when you go home? But other than that,
like in a bit of Tupperware or something. Or... You mean hold it in?
Hold it in.
Well, they're saving it like in a doggy bag. It's not really,
Yeah. But oh, 1 minute. I've got talking of the toilet training. I can hear a little cry. He's not very well today. So here we are, third of the way into the school holidays, and was going to have our first play date today. I was really looking forward to going around there, having a bit of adult conversation, half finished conversations, sipping cold coffee, and then he wakes up with a flipping temperature. But we are 6 days into toilet training, right. And I have to say, touch wood, he's doing so well. I was so dreading it because my oldest, as you know, bless him, still has trouble. He's 6. He's going to be 6 next week, and he'll still have a bit of a tiddle in his pants.
So did you change up the technique, or did you just go for the same technique again? What happened? I
feel a bit guilty because we've done a complete different technique, and it makes you think, had we done this technique, would that have...
So what have you done this time?
Well, sorry, I keep thinking he's crying. Oh God, this is the boring bit. People know, right, my technique. This, I guess, I've often talked about them. Purple Parenting. Do find them on Facebook. They're brilliant. And I sort of did one of their workshops, and because I was like, right, I'm rolling up my sleeves and literally getting this done, because with Hux, we just did a kind of like slow, kind of like getting the potty out after the bath, sitting him on it, like, you know, and making him sit there while he sort of had his snack, and did a lot of that. And then, before, you know, every time we sort of take a nappy off, we'd sit him. We just sort of did a slow introduction. And then after that, it's a blur, because just remember, he could just never seem to know when he needs to go. Yeah. But with our youngest, we did the cold turkey, as in tomorrow you're starting. So he woke up, we went shopping, we got him to choose a pair of pants. That's what they say. So he chose his Spider-Man pants, and I said, tomorrow it's going to be new pants day, and it's going to be no nappies. And he doesn't really, you don't know if he's understanding what's going on. But that morning, first thing, nappies off, come down, put him on the toilet, and he sort of, resisted a little bit. But cut long story short, we sort of put him on the toilet every hour to hour and a half.
Trying to catch him, yeah.
Yep, have a timer. And we had books in there. We had stickers, because you don't know what they're going to go for. He's loved the stickers. And we had books. So some of the time he'll sit there and just try and get him to sit there, because he will sort of go, I'm finished. And honestly, he's just been brilliant. He's even like been walking around, and he'll go, I need a wee. And then he runs there. The problem is he's so little, and he sort of has trouble getting his pants down and all that kind of thing. And most of the accidents have been because of that. Okay. So he had one today, funny enough, but I was in the garden repotting a plant, because that's the sort of rock and roll life that I lead. And I think he got carried away on his frog tablet thing. Oh, as you do. And I came in, and it was... But yeah, normally he has an accident, and even though he's having an accident, he's going, wah! Whereas Hux would never do that. Hux would have an accident and just carry on playing. And you're like, you've had an accident. But, he's really loved the stickers, and, he's just been brilliant.
Oh, good boy. That's good.
I really hope it continues. What about Al? Was he quite easy to train?
Well, you know me, I was just desperate to get to the next thing.
Yeah.
And not very good at keeping it in the moment. And all I know is that we just went, right, sod it, spoke to the childminder, sort of we're going to go for it. And he was, I know now, too early. He was 2 years and 5 months old.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. I should say to everyone, my youngest is 3. But, yeah. Wow.
And we cold turkey. So it's like, right, that's it. Only nappies at night now. And, yeah. And so I spent 3 months just mopping up wee and poo, pretty much. And but it was like, right, can't go back. You know, I was like, I was adamant. It's just like, no, we can't go back now. Just have to suck it up. And so it was, you know, I'd say, I remember it was February, and by May, I felt confident that I could go out with, you know, I could go out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it took 3 months. And then by the time that he'd got good at that, actually, he was waking up dry. So then the nappy stopped then as well. So I'd say he was done by like 2 3/4, I'd say. Yeah, he's pretty good. But yeah, we've had some bedwetting. I've got like a special mattress just in case, just as I don't quite trust.
Yeah, I think, you know, as we've said before, as in our private chats, is that you know, I think particularly with boys, and there is an actual thing with boys that they're as I was saying to my friend yesterday, who's a man, I was saying, well, apparently boys do have more of a problem, something to do with their receptors or something. And then he's like, yeah, and then basically just get a grip of it, and then they become dribbly old men. Yeah. So basically, it's just men are awful. No, joking, not joking. Yeah. Oh, so
we've got in my family. There's a history of bedwetting. Of the men.
Lovely.
Yes, yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's that the crest, the family crest, the motto, wet the bed till you feel like it. Yeah, so there's always that concern that, and it is genetic, I think, a lot of the time. So there was always that concern that, you know, there was going to be bedwetting, but I think we're all right by the sounds of it. But yeah, it can be pretty. It's pretty. It's just one of those things they just don't seem to be able to bloody cure, you know.
No, I think, yeah, everyone's different. And I wonder if, yeah, your relationship was you quite good when you was little, do you know?
Oh, I had a whole host of problems. I don't know if they were, I've been having urinary tract infections of one sort or another for as long as I can remember.
Really?
Oh, but like since I was, for as long as I can remember, waking my mum up in the middle of the night and saying that it hurts. Yeah. No, that it hurt. You know, I had infections.
Oh.
So I'd sit me in the bucket or a washing up bowl of salty water in the middle of the night. It was just, it's like just the stinging pain. Yeah. Delicate. I am, and I've got a delicate little flower, Hattie. So you imagine childbirth for me was an absolute nightmare.
Well, that's something we sort of got in common because, isn't that lovely? If we were on friends.com, we've both got delicate nunnies, but mine in a different way because I can't believe we're talking about this, but let's just go there. She can't even see me. I can see her. My camera's not working. I remember my sister once said when I got... I'm just going to say it because I think people have to be honest. I got chlamydia when I got chlamydia once. Mm-hmm. And obviously I know that's not just being delicate. You get that for a reason.
Yeah, you don't get that from, I don't know, bad like cheap knickers, do you?
No, I did. I swear.
Supermarket bought underwear.
Primark, I'm coming back. I'm telling you now, right? I did not have chlamydia before, but now
I want my 99p for 5 back.
The ones that are just in the communal bit.
Oh God! Help yourself. Pick a mix.
They don't do them anymore, do they? So I got chlamydia, and basically I'm telling you the end of the story because a host of other things happened. She said to me, "Oh, you have got a sensitive nunny," because it was just like she knew I was Mrs. Careful. I was Mrs. Normally Mrs. Careful and going to, because I was like, I don't know really know how it happened, and because I'd always be someone who was like with a partner. I'd go, right, we're going to the STD clinic. I was all kind of like that. But I think it was with a partner who I've been with quite a while, and we'd done all the clinic thing. And no, maybe we hadn't. Maybe it was early on. Anyway, it happened. I had to chlamydia. But before that, I got so many other little things. I got this thing called Staphylococcus something or other. And I can't remember the full name. Staphylococcus, it's got a long name. And when I went to the doctors, I said, like, I was sore, and I said, I can't have an STD because I haven't slept with him for ages. And he went, no, you've got this, which he said, it's just like a thing you get from the air. And I was like, well, I'm not going around with my fanny in the air.
Just in the garden, legs akimbo.
Yeah.
Pointing to the sky.
I was like, I'm not a cat. I'm not going with bum in the air. He was like, he said it's just everywhere. You can just catch these things. It's like, no, imagine how embarrassing I felt. I thought he must think, oh, she's a dirty But, but not anymore. I seem to be fine now. And I can't believe it. Reveal that people think I've got a...
the thing is, I don't know, I didn't read the article, but there was a headline, something about the number of women that suffer from, urinary tract infections is crazy. It's like 3/4 or something, or 4 in 5. And there's not. It just seems to be one of those things that's just like, oh well, get on with it. Drink water.
Well, the only time I've had it was when you're having a bit too much.
Well, I used to get not chlamydia, cystitis a lot, and it was like kind of new relationship kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I spoke to someone and they said, like, you absolutely must empty your bladder before and after sex. Like, both. Like, absolutely.
How
sexy
is that?
Wait a minute. But and you know what? Since that day, not that I don't think I've had much sex since being told that, but I've not had cystitis.
Well, there you go. I think
top tip, guys.
There you go. You get all the tips here. We get, but it's just that's good though. It's cured.
It's brilliant. It's cured it. Yeah.
But I think my sister told me the same because I went through a bit of a phase. Same thing. The same guy gave me chlamydia. The same guy gave me urine infection.
Name and shame.
Well, he did. He had big feet.
Okay. Sure. Big feet, big socks.
But I remember my sister telling me that. And I was like, but and I just remember going, 1 minute, I just got to go to the toilet, and then go to the toilet. And you're like,
it's worth it though. I mean, because the suffering. Yeah. I mean, it's just, and that thing of like ringing in sick and going, sorry, I can't come in. And you've, basically because I've been shagging too much. That's basically what you're saying, So it's kind of like a recreational injury that you know.
I know you can't do. But I have ordered. I remember sneezing a lot.
Yeah.
And wet myself a little bit before I had children. And I went to the doctor, and they diagnosed me. And I remember having all the printout sheets saying I had a stressed bladder.
Oh gosh!
I know, but my bladder needs a flipping spa break.
Well, don't put anything funny up there. You don't like it. Just go.
No, I never.
But
don't worry.
But stress bladder. I mean, that is. I bought a trampoline. I caved in, and I got him a trampoline.
Oh yeah.
And I'll tell you this already. Now I'm looking at this monstrosity in my garden.
No, I don't have the trampoline chat.
That's it. I've got. It's an eyesore.
And have you had a go on it yet?
Oh, my trampolining days are over. I realised that when he was about 15 months old and I got on a bouncy castle and I did one bounce, I went, oh, right, okay, that's enough for me now.
What, because you wet yourself?
I pissed myself, yeah.
But we both talked about this, Gemma, and we know we both said, oh, yeah, I haven't got time for that. But I hate to sound like, you know what I'm going to say? Because I've been doing the yoga. I'm doing the 365 days of yoga.
You are?
When I'm doing the yoga, it's part of it is doing your pelvic floor, and it does help, Gem.
Does it really?
Yeah, it really has. It's been amazing.
What you actually do, you're just sucking in and out, whatever.
Yeah. You're just holding it, just pulling it in. But because I'm doing it within the yoga and stuff, I know I'm turning into one of those yoga.
No, you're not. You haven't. This is, I think, the first time I know you've been doing it, but we haven't spoken about it.
If you follow me on Instagram at Hatty Ashdown, I trying to do 365 days challenge of. But let's just say, when I first saw it, someone shared something about doing it, and I had a mad moment. I went to Alex the next day. I just realised what 365 days is. I was like, oh yeah, it's a year. And what I set myself the challenge, which was just like, as long as I do something every day, it's not got to be any particular time. And if I do miss a day, I just take that day off, because I think if I said it that like you can't miss a day, then I'll just go, oh, that's it now then. But because there's that theory, isn't there, that if you've done something for 30 days, or someone said it was 25 days, but I think it's 30 days.
It becomes a habit.
Yeah, but I think what normally happens with me is I do 30 days and then I go, oh, it's done now. Something like sets in. But yeah, no, honestly, I'm a convert. I love it. Like you said about I thought about you today because about the meditation and just needing it to. Are you still doing your meditation?
Do you know what? As soon as you said, I thought, I haven't actually done it for a while, and I've got the app. I don't know if you've got stuff where it goes, you haven't meditated for a while. It's like, all right, judged by my own phone, but But no, I will pick it up again. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why I haven't been doing it, but I love it when I do it. We've spoken about other stuff like this, haven't we? I love it, so why don't I do it more? Reading or whatever, sitting down with a book or.
But it's that little voice, isn't it? And not again to put it back round to promotion, but as I sort of try to talk about in my show, Dig Deep, is it and that's because that's what I'm really interested in, is that little voice that goes. I think I had it today actually with that went, oh, you haven't done your yoga, and then there was the other little voice went, yeah, but Buster is ill, so and it's like, no, you can't use that excuse. And so my thing is like, even if they're both there on their iPad or they're fighting, I'll start doing it. And sometimes in a dreamy Instagram world, one of them might start doing it with me, which is quite cute. And Alex said the other morning that when I wasn't here, Buster got the mat out and said, "Mummy, do yoga or something." Oh yeah. And then when we was at the park with Buster, he was going through everyone in the family and what they did, and he said, Huxley go to school. He said, Daddy go work. I said, what does Mummy? I said, Mummy works sometimes. He said, Mummy does yoga.
Oh, there we go.
It could be worse things. I thought he was going to say Mummy's on the phone. Or on the toilet, which brings us back round. Is that the joke isn't it, that we lock ourselves in the toilet to escape from our kids? And I always used to think that was a bit of a joke, and I said, but now I get it, because it for me anyway. My kids are a little bit like, if they can see me, they just go, oh, right, can you get me a snack? Can you get me this? What job can I get you to do? I literally have seen Huxley go, as I come down and says, Mummy, and I go, yeah, he goes,
yeah.
Have you, but I mean, I was a bit older now. You don't need to lock you can have a poo in peace, can't you?
Well, sometimes it'll come in to ask me a question, because I haven't got a lock on my door, because I don't know, it's just the two of us, whatever,
Yeah.
And I have to say, can I have some privacy, please? And he does respect that, but yeah.
And can I ask you the big question? Did you or are you a toilet in front of a partner person?
Wheeze, yes, but not number twos. I remember, and I still remember now. I remember my flatmate. She was having a wee, and I'm just chatting to her. I don't know why I did the bathroom. I don't know. It's fine. I'm just having a chat. And then I realised that she was doing a shit. And I said, are you doing a poo? She's like, yeah. I was like, oh my God. I was absolutely disgusted.
Yeah, I bet.
That someone would want to share that. with somebody. I'm a bit funny around number twos anyway. I'm like a cat. I'm too private. I don't.
What were you doing? Were you just, don't tell me you like cleaning your teeth or something?
No. I was just sort of sat on the edge of the bathroom, just chatting, you know. But we were younger, like early 20s, whatever. But I was just absolutely disgusted.
Yeah, no, that's a no-no, isn't it? I mean,
oh yeah.
I mean, but are you somebody? I'm gonna put a thing out there that I don't feel like you were somebody that's ever been like, you know, the girls all going to the toilet together type thing.
No.
My
two mates, Emily and Jenny, I remember them telling me that they both needed a poo, again in their early 20s.
Yeah.
So they went into the pub and they were in a cubicle each and they were kind of, you know, racing each other, like a poo race. And they were laughing about it and whatever and being really noisy. And then they heard a flush. Someone else in there as well, like, listening to these two girls having a poo race. Honestly, no thanks. What about you?
I mean, some girls though, over the years, because I wouldn't have considered myself a girly girl, whatever that means, but I can be. I can turn it on a bit, and I think I've had more girly times than I have others. But yeah, I haven't. It's been like a case of like some girls. That's just automatically they get up to go to the toilet and they go, "Oh, you coming then?" Like almost like, "What are you doing? Why aren't you coming with me?" And it's like, "Oh, okay." I think like I have, weirdly though, I think I have like with my sister, and normally it's because it means she wants to have a word.
yeah, right, okay, yes, yeah. It's like specifically invited. Yeah.
Not a word as in tell me off. It will be a bit of gossip. Yeah. So yeah, I don't get me wrong. I love all that sort of girls talking in the toilet. It's bloody brilliant. But I don't need to go with someone to go to a toilet. I think, but some girls are really, especially if you're in a pub or whatever, they're sort of like almost quite nervous. I think when we were younger, you know, to walk around.
Well, it's to walk around. I think that's what it is. It's not going to the toilet, is it? Like you're gonna fall down or it's gonna be dark. Yeah. It's like it's the nerves of drawing attention to yourself by standing up and walking across the pub. Yeah, of course.
Yes.
It's like walking into the pub together. I don't know. This is before when you could have fake IDs and stuff, right, in the 90s. Yeah. And but it's big girls that were just too nervous to walk into the pub on their own, you know. So they'd wait for ages for their mate to come along
outside or something. We were talking about this earlier because I said obviously I don't have a problem. Mainly obviously doing stand up, like you're always on your own.
Yes,
but even if I'm not gigging somewhere and I'm like I want to, you know, I need to sit down somewhere and wait for a train. If I see a nice pub, I think, I'll go in there and have a coffee. You know what I mean? Like, I've no problem going in the pub, but a lot of people still do, don't they? But I don't know. Would you? Not really.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
You like to stay away from a pub generally, though, don't you? I mean,
do you know what it is as well? You say about coffee. You see, you know, I'll drink tea. I don't really drink fizzy drinks or anything. So if I go to a pub when I see a gig and I go, would you make me a cup of tea? You know, they go, they'll bloody roll their eyes. You know, it's like a real pain in the arse of them.
That's true, actually, because I had about 2 hours to kill before a gig and there was just nowhere. And I would have actually preferred a cafe, but I found this pub and I was like, can I get a tea or coffee? And it's always like, it's always a tea that's like, we got coffee, but we haven't got any tea bags. I was like, yeah, you're right.
We haven't got any milk, or sorry, I haven't got a kettle, so they give you something. Anyway, I could do a whole bloody episode on tea.
We could do a whole episode on mugs and tea. But, you know, this lovely full circle to our bladders, because as they say, you know, caffeine and tea, it's not great for the bladder, is it? This is, that's why my mum always used to say, this would be my last tea before, you know, I don't want to be up all night.
Yeah.
Is that
Russell Kane does a great bit about him versus his wife, and how his wife can drink about 5 litres of Ribena before she goes to bed, and she'll sleep for 14 hours uninterrupted, whereas he has a thimble of something 6 hours before he goes to bed, and he's up 4 times in the night. You know,
that's so funny because I think that must be me. I'm Russell then. I think Alex is like.
Do you get up in the night, do you?
If I'm disturbed, it's like that's the first thought is I go, fuck, now I've got to go to the toilet. But no, I don't. wake up to go to the toilet. But that's another thing that happens when you get older. I remember my mum saying, she's like, oh yeah, you get up in that's why old people live in bungalows and stuff, because you're up in the night. We've got that to look forward to. We've got to wrap up, Gem.
Yes.
Because otherwise people will be going, you've gone over 30 minutes and I only had 30 minutes to fix this car.
To give you. Yeah, to fix this car.
They fixed the car.
Climb up a ladder.
Or they've been creosoting a fence. I
Good
love
word, that creosote, isn't it?
Oh, it's a great word, and I love the smell. Oh, I'm one of them. Sniff it up. That's why I want to get into DIY.
Yeah.
Anyway, so fingers crossed, potty training continues to go.
Yeah, sounds like it's going great.
I can't remember when this goes out. I think it will. Oh, it's going out Wednesday. So yes, you still got a chance to come to my work in progress as part of the Camden Fringe. It's at the Camden Head in Camden, London. Not Australia, because there is one in Australia. At 3:30 on Saturday the 14th and Sunday the 15th. It's in the afternoon, mate. So you've got no excuse. You'll be home in time for Love Island. No excuse. Anything else you want to say, Gem?
You just keep going, girls. You just keep going, and boys.
We haven't got
Good
long
work.
now.
You're doing great.
You're doing bloody great. And be kind to yourself. I know it's a cheesy one, but be kind. Have a biscuit, have a cup of tea. Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Funny Mummies podcast in association with The Other Woman Show with me, Hatty Ashdown. Thank you to Gemma Beagley and our guest today. Please see the write-up in this episode to find out how you can follow us and our guest online. This show is edited by Alex Holland, recorded via Zoom. The show also goes out on Thursdays on Soho Radio as part of the Other Woman Collective, where often you can hear the full music version of the show. If you'd like to support us and get lots of goodies like a video version where you can see our mugs, go to Funny Mummies on Patreon, where you can buy us a coffee or maybe an hour's childcare. Thanks very much for listening. Keep subscribing and telling your friends. It really, really does help. We'll see you next time for a dose of Mum and Tonic.